Hello, and welcome back to another Leaks of the Week Climax Combo here again. Your boy Checkers.
And your boy Licious Kid.
We are reunited in the studio after 1 week of remote work.
Mm-hmm.
It feels good to be back.
Yes, 1 week is far too long. I missed you.
But we got a spicy week this time. A lot of cool shit going from the 22nd to the 25th. So Licious will be leading off on the 22nd. We got some spicy stuff, but I think you like these cards a bit more than I do.
Yeah. I'm stoked for this Kanna. So to start things off, we got this awesome Kanna here. 3-2, 10k, double R. So she has experience 4, and when you have experience 4, she has plus 1k, hand encore, and the character across from her loses 1 soul. And then it climax combos with the gate. When it attacks with the gate, you can discard a card. If you do, choose the 3-0 event in your waiting room, add it to your hand. And then until the end of your opponent's next turn, she gets plus 2k. And the following ability, where the character across from this loses 1 soul. I guess we'll go over the event first. 3-0 event. You cannot play this card from your hand if you do not control that specific 3-2 Kanna. It also resonates. So when you play the event, you can resonate. Well, I guess you have to. You have to discard a card and reveal the gate. If you do, reveal the top card of your deck, and if that card is a level 0 or lower, deal 3 damage to your opponent. Otherwise, deal 1 to your opponent and heal 1. So very interesting cards. I guess first we'll go over Kanna, because if Kanna sucks, then there's no reason to play the event, right? But I think this Kanna is pretty cool. I mean, she's 11k with hand encore, which is already pretty good. And the character in front of her loses 1 soul, which is nice. But with the combo, essentially she'll be 13k or 14k on offense, sorry, and 13k on defense, and the character in front of her loses 2 soul, which is actually kind of cool. I do think this Kanna is really good if you stand by it, and I'm hoping they do get a really good standby combo to have this Kanna be better, because I don't think this Kanna is that good at level 3, but I think at level 2 this Kanna is pretty nasty. I mean, being big body and minus 1 soul in front is already really nice, but when you combo, losing 2 soul is kind of bonkers, and she's 13k, which can be really hard to get over. Even if they use an Adachi effect on it to get rid of it, at least you're not really taking damage from that one attack, which is nice. Mitigating as much damage as you can at level 2, I think is really strong, because now the game ending at level 3 is so crazy. I think the longer you can stay 2 is actually pretty good. So I guess we'll go over the event now. The event is kind of weird. Just costs a lot of hand, because the Kanna Climax combo, the level 3 itself, doesn't really plus you, just kind of breaks even. And the 3-0 event needs you to discard a card and have the gate in your hand to use it. So it's kind of a lot of setup to get it off. And the reward you get off of it it's okay. I mean, it costs 0 stock, which is nice. And honestly, I mean, both results are good. Of course, if you play a card that checks top on play, you can make it that much better and make it more consistent and constantly chain these off. But it is a lot of hand size, and I think Bushiroad is kind of thinking of making this list, the whole Kanna deck, 8 gate. And the 8 gates will help you have more hand size, but I really do think this Kanna is going to be stronger at level 2. And of course, if you're running 4 standby 4 gate, then your hand size, your potential of having a big hand size is not as high, because of course the standby doesn't plus you in hand size. But we'll see. I think if they do get that, then this deck can be legit. If not, I really don't think this Kanna is going to be good at level 3. It's just not scary enough, I think.
Yeah, it's slow.
Yeah,
It's a wombo combo, but it takes a few turns to ramp up, right?
it takes at least 2 turns unless you're just hoarding a bunch of events in your hand.
Yeah.
But then it's gonna be hard to encore the Kanna. I mean, yeah, she's pretty strong, but it's definitely like you could definitely just run over it, you know. And if you have too much of these events in your hand, you can't hand encore. And then if they kill all your Kannas, then you can't even play this anymore because you need a Kanna on the field, and you need a gate in your hand too. And of course, that means more cards you can't use to encore Kanna. I mean, it does seem clunky and not that strong in the end, but
It's gonna be tight.
I think it's gonna be tight. Yeah, I think it looks like a fun list, but I don't really have high hopes for competitive wise. I don't have high hopes for it, but I would actually really like to try this list out. Next up, 103k Kanna from the TD. When she attacks, you give one character 2500 power. What, like, why? Why? I would have run it. Would you? All right, don't run it.
All right, next up for the 23rd, we got this 00 Tohru, a rare. On play, you can discard a climax to salvage a human or dragon character. And when you play a climax, you can return this Tohru to hand and choose one of your other characters, and they get plus 1k until the end of your opponent's next turn. So this card's pretty cool. It's definitely a nice tech card to have. It lets you filter out any climaxes. And it's green, so I think they're implying, in like gold bar or pants builds, you might trigger maybe a couple too many times and you fill up your hand with climaxes. It's just a nice filter to have. And bouncing itself to give something plus 1k, it's cool. These effects are really strong when you have standby. It frees up a slot. So I think this card has some potential to be used. As far as yellow, I mean, there are a lot of already good back row characters, so I don't know how necessary this kind of card will be in those decks. Definitely in standby if they do get one, which we haven't seen yet. But it's all right. It's a cool tech card.
Agreed. I don't remember much good green zeros either.
Yeah.
So at least it's gonna kind of help you with coloring. If you want to tech green. So definitely legit.
And kind of in a similar ballpark, I would say, this Kanna 00 red. When she's played, you can look at the top card of your deck and either leave it there or put it to the waiting room. And a pay 1 rest brainstorm, salvage. So we've already had a lot of other brainstorms, a lot of other kind of back row cards that you can situate in the back. So this one doesn't seem too necessary. I don't really know why.
Bro.
What?
It's the top check for the event. Because you reveal, that it's Kanna.
All right, for red, you might need it.
This is the card. This is the brainstorm of choice for the Kanna deck. That's what they're going for.
You're right.
Yeah, but low-key, Kobayashi might be better. But clearly this is what they're going for. And yeah, I mean, just use it to your own discretion. If you want to go budgeter, probably just run this Kanna. Because I'm pretty sure I like to think that Kobayashi is gonna be pretty expensive.
Oh yeah,
the card's nice. The card's nice. Yeah.
And we have this 3/2 Elma, double R, blue. If you have 4 or more human dragon characters on your stage, she gets -1 level. And for each of your opponent's back row characters, she gets plus 1k, making her 10-5 if your opponent has 2. And she heals on play. This card's pretty cool. It's decent. The condition to come out early is very easy to fulfill. It's always nice. And she heals. And by now, I think your opponent should generally have 2. So I think consistently it could be 10-5. It's just a solid early drop, I guess. Nothing too fancy, but it's definitely a decent card to run. I'm satisfied with it.
For sure. It's good.
And beautiful. And next up from the TD, 00 Elma. When this is placed on stage, if you have another human or dragon character, she gets plus 2k. So 4,500 pretty consistently. I mean, shouldn't be hard to get another character down, I guess. But that's kind of it. Just big body. It's nothing too exciting and hopefully not going to be necessary. I think there are already other cards, that are going to be shown later. And now it's not doing much besides killing one thing. So
Yeah, it's not good
it's
enough.
whatever.
Yeah, for sure. Not even like a clean cut or anything.
Yeah.
A shame. Ooh, next up though, we got this spicy 3/2 Iruru. 9/5, 3 soul. Anyways, has a climax combo with the gold bar. When you play the gold bar, you can pay cost, which is 1. If you do, this gains the following ability, where this ability can only be activated once per turn. When the damage dealt by this card is cancelled, you can deal X damage to your opponent, where X is equal to this card's soul. And auto, when this attacks, reveal the top card of your deck. If that card is a human or dragon character, you can deal 1 to your opponent. So this Iruru, I think, is really cool. Like I said, I guess it kind of sucks that you have to pay 1 when you play the climax, because if it was on attack, it would just be a lot easier to fulfill. But unfortunately, that's not the case. And I don't think we've seen a stock healer for Kobayashi yet. And I think that would be really appreciated, just to make the stock cost a lot lighter. But anyways, even then, I think it's really cool. I mean, she has 3 soul. When you play the gold bar, she's gonna have 4 soul. And if she trigger checks, then she's gonna be 5 soul. So you can potentially deal a whole lot of damage out of nowhere, just with this Iruru. And her on attack effect is okay as well. Doesn't need the climax combo and doesn't cost any stock, which is quite nice. And keep in mind, the climax combo effect can go off with the burn effect, because her damage is still being cancelled. So you do get 2 chances to get the climax combo effect off, which I think is really cool. Not the most consistent, of course, because it does depend on your opponent canceling, and she's gonna be swinging for 4 soul at the very least. And so, as we all know, swinging for that big of a number has a pretty decent chance of getting canceled. And this Iruru doesn't really have any on-play effects, which also hurts it. And she's only a measly 9/5. She doesn't gain any extra power from her combo. So you're going to be swinging for 10/5s, which is just super low power, which is kind of a shame. But nonetheless, I do think it's really cool and a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to this build, or this Iruru, but competitive-wise, I'm not too sure. You can also use Tech Fafnir with it, because Fafnir works with any gold bar. But that's just so much stock. Like, I just don't really see the potential in this. It's like low power, a lot of stock, and inconsistent.
I think this card might have some merit as a tech without the combo.
Oh,
Because you're pinging 1 potentially, and it's swinging for 3 soul. If you combo that with another combo, like, you're just trying to hit a climax at that point, it might be good to set up.
You're smart.
You
I did
never
not.
know. It just
consider
occurred
that.
to me. It's like, dang.
Wow.
You could.
You actually can. If you just like play it in the choice build, you could still side for 1 because it's doing 4 soul. And actually makes this card a little more legit.
It's cool.
Yeah, not a bad tech actually.
That's sick. 3 soul is the new way to go.
I know, right? Is this the new meta, guys? 3 soul level 3s? I know. Okay, that makes me like this card, appreciate this card a little more. For sure.
All right, we have a 0/0 green Iruru, common. When this is sent from a stage to a waiting room, you can discard a card, and if so, look at the top 4 cards of your library. Choose up to 1 level 1 or higher card from among them, and add it to your hand. Send the rest to waiting room. So since this card's a common, it's really just generic, super generic. Like, it only 1 effect. which is a good effect. It's nice to have, and if there's no other options, it's a good card to slot in, just so you get extra milling early in the game to get to your first refresh. But very standard effect. It's pretty whatever.
Next up, we got 1/1 Iruru from the TD. When she's played from hand to stage, if you have another character, she gets plus 4k. And when she's played from hand to stage, if you have a full field, choose a human or dragon character in your waiting room and send it to stock. This card's not bad. 1185, just on attack. It's essentially free with a full field, which isn't too bad. It's pretty much like a one-time thing to get rid of something big on the board, which is actually not too bad. Those standby decks can get really strong, so this is kind of like a free way or a costless way to get rid of that big target that you really need to get out of the way. So not a bad card, I think. Definitely playable, but we'll see if it's necessary.
Juicy fruit.
Yes.
And lastly, the most exciting day, the 25th, is going to feature the last double R yellow, Tohru and Kobayashi 3/2. If you have 4 or more human or dragon characters, this gets -1 level in hand. If you have 2 or more other dragon characters and human characters, this gets 1k. And it resonates with the double R00 Kobayashi Brainstormer. When you play her, you reveal that Kobayashi, and you can do one of the following 2 effects: either deal 1 damage to your opponent or heal 1. This level 3 is amazing, and it makes me sad because the Elma was kind of cool, and now this one's just way better.
Honestly, they should have made that Elma dodge color ruling.
Something. Now, this one just completely overshadows it. Like, same condition to come out early. 10k, it's not that much weaker. I mean, 10k, arguably
is better.
Way easier to fulfill.
Yeah, if they have one character in the back row, you just kind of get owned.
Yeah, and then resonate with already a really good brainstormer that you're going to run, and being able to choose either deal 1 or heal. It's like an early drop heal or potential another ping 1 on play later in the game. It's just kind of like, this card's kind of crazy. And it has resonate, so this is a target you can search for with that 00 Kobayashi from last week. So this card is super awesome. It's like such a great card.
Yeah, honestly, this card is insane. Early drop, both effects are very powerful, and sometimes these early drops don't really scale well into level 3, but this one, potentially dealing 1 to your opponent, it's a lot nicer for sure. And the resonate target is so good anyways. Like, it's not even a condition, honestly. So definitely pretty bonkers card.
And then, so this 2/1 Tohru, we did talk about it a couple weeks ago, and it is confirmed what the ClimaxCombo is with stock 1 soul. So that makes it that when you kill this Climax, when you combo with it, all your characters still have the +1 soul from the Climax, and you have potential to be dealing 3 soul damage with 1 soul cards. You're already like it pays for itself as well, since it costs 1 to kill the Climax for the combo to plus potentially 3. So honestly, this card is pretty sick, and having pretty much 1k1 for the rest of the game without needing climaxes is kind of sick as well. Like, having this early level 2, you can start pushing for damage with your 1s. If you're not going to be able to fill up your field with a bunch of early drops, I guess. So it's like, I think this combo is really cool, and it has a good way to fuel the end game. But I think also having that level 3 combo Tohru is going to be important as well. The way I see the Climax lineup being with this, I'm hoping that there's going to be a Pants combo for level 1. So that way you can run Pants and just maybe 2 and 2 of the choice and the stock 1 soul. So you're able to freely choose, because once you do 1 combo with this, you don't really. It's not necessary to continue pulling off this 2-1 Tohru combo. So, gonna have to see. Kind of want. That's what I want for this deck. So I can run all those cards. 2-1 Tohru, the Brainstormer, Kobayashi, the level 3 Tohru, level 3 Tohru Kobayashi. It's a pretty scary endgame if you can pull this off.
For sure. Not a lot of lists run Bounce. I mean, I think Bounce is going to be a little more popular with certain on plays. But still, if your opponent runs it, you know,
that's true.
You can't really use the Tohru too much. But if they don't, which like, you know, a lot of sets don't still, then it's just really good. Yeah, constant 1k1. Just a lot of options with how much soul damage you want to deal, you know? So, super dope.
So cool.
What
new information has come to light.
Oh, okay.
Okay, continue.
What I'm more excited for with this 2-1 Tohru combo is with the 3-2 Iruru, because you're gonna get more soul from the stock soul. You're gonna get more soul damage from the 2-1 Tohru's ability, and it gives you more stock throughout the game to use with Iruru because she needs so much stock to pop off. So, I think it definitely has a lot of potential in that build. 4 stock soul, 4 gold bar.
How do you get there?
Alright, that's my dream right now, okay? Dude, with one Tohru combo with the Iruru, so Iruru's 3 soul, the stock soul gives you 4 soul. The Tohru effect gives you 5 soul. And they're definitely going to cancel. If they don't, they're dead. If you use 3 Irurus and you have the Tohru in the back with one ability off at least, they're swinging for 5 each, and each one will potentially ping 1 per. That's like
39 cards. If they cancel all of them.
That's
crazy.
That's crazy. And they trigger, that's 6 soul, guys.
Oh my god.
Think about it. Think about the potential.
Oh my god. You can side a level 3 for 3 damage. How's that balanced?
It's not, guys. So, I'm really excited for that. Who needs all play effects when you just burn them for 1 million damage? Be ready for that build, guys.
And then lastly, for the TD, and probably the star card of the TD, the 0-0 Tohru, 3,500 power. The first effect, all your opponent's characters get pay 2 encore, so the demerit for the oversized body. And she also has center run. If your center slot is open at the beginning of your opponent's attack phase, you can move there. So, super good. Level 0 card. It pay 2 encore for your opponent isn't that bad.
It is late game for sure.
Late game, it's a lot better. But you don't need to play this late game. So I think it's easily you can work around it. Center run is always nice. It's going to be usually kind of hard for your opponent to fill up 2 slots to be able to kill something 3-5.
Yeah, I was kind of losing hope for this TD. Like, all those cards, I'm like,
yeah,
it's kind of suck. But this oversized body, as you mentioned, Tohru, is really good for sure.
Yeah.
Kind of, this Tohru alone makes the TD worth it.
Yeah.
That's how they get you, man. They put the good zeros in the TDs. Like, goddamn.
You're only going to get 2 per, so if you want to play set, you got to get 2 TDs right now.
Yep. I mean, 10 out of 10 art, 10 out of... almost 10 out of 10.
I would say 8.
8 out of 10.
Level 0.
Level 0.
There are better things.
Yeah, but that art is too nice.
It's a very solid option.
For sure. Definitely going to be used, I think.
That concludes this week. A lot of spicy shit.
Every day, double R. All of them are cool, playable. I mean, the last day is just... it's bonkers.
Dude, I can't wait to play that deck.
Yeah.
Yellow, dude.
Some very questionable builds this week, but, you know, definitely one build sticks out a lot.
Yeah. Choice, dude. Choice something.
Choice something for sure. So, Kobayashi leaks coming to an end soon. So we'll see what next week has to show.
Mhm.
But overall, this set really like convinced me that, oh wow, it's gonna be pretty strong.
Well, thanks for tuning in, and we hope you watch it next week. Peace out, guys.
Peace.